Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Ram Country Conversations. Brian Roth, voice of the Rams, with you. Well, we continue to introduce you to some of the newest coaches at Colorado State and some of the newest men's assistant coaches. And joining us here today, Sam Jones was hired last month, spent the last 2 seasons with the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA as their player development coordinator. Sam, great to have you in Fort Collins. I know saw each other last week out on the golf course. How are you settling in so far?
I'm settling in perfectly. Thank you for the welcome. You've welcomed me warmly. The entire city has welcomed me. The coaching staff has welcomed me. The university has welcomed me. So I'm just excited to be here.
All right, so your background has been in professional basketball. You, as we mentioned, were with Cleveland the last couple of years. You've done some time in the G League, and you've coached professionally overseas. Of course, you had a 10-year playing career overseas as well. Why was this the right time to get into the college game, and how did that opportunity present itself?
I think you mentioned the time. I think the timing was perfect. As you mentioned, I coached professionally, internationally. I coached professionally in the NBA, and now I get to coach professionally in the NCAA. That's basically every level on the highest level. So my goal when I was overseas was to come back and coach college. I skipped the goal and went straight to the dream and coached in the NBA. I had that experience 5 years, 3 years in the G League, 2 years with the Cavs. But now I want to go back to the goal and coach these young men. All that experience I had overseas and also in the NBA, I think I can pour into that locker room here in Moby and help those guys out. So the timing was perfect, and I'm just excited to be here.
All right, you mentioned some of those experiences, the lessons you've taken from international basketball, professional basketball in the NBA. How have you, or how will you, apply some of those lessons here to the college games? Because I imagine there's going to be some differences there.
Well, I'm just going to actually just see what Nico Medved needs from me. I'm his assistant. I'm just going to try to help him and help the guys who've been here for the last couple of years as much as I can. So whatever is needed, right? I was a head coach before, so I've operated an entire organization. And now the last couple of years in the NBA, I've been in player development. So I've been really focused specifically on the player and how to develop them individually. So yeah, I mean, whatever the coach needs, this is what I'm going to try to bring.
All right, so you've been in town a while now. As we mentioned, the team has been working out. You get an hour per day up to 8 weeks here in this summer. So you've started to get acquainted with what this Colorado State roster looks like. Give Ram fans maybe one or two takeaways from what you have seen from this roster.
Let me just tell you right now, Brian, I'm extremely impressed with this roster. I'm impressed with the culture that Nico has built here. I can see why they're saying we're one of the brightest young teams in the country because these kids, they play hard together. They encourage each other. They hold each other accountable. And that's one of the key pieces to really, really having a successful team, where you can look at your teammate in the face and tell them, hey, you did this wrong, or hey, come on, let's go. And that culture is already established here. So I'm extremely impressed with that. And with us returning virtually the entire roster from last year, I think the future continues to look bright here.
Yeah, every time I walk around, I see Ram fans. They all want to jump right to the basketball season, talk about the hoops team. And I get a lot of questions about Chandler Jacobs. Of course, the Rams going to the transfer market. They get Jacobs, 6'3" guard from Dallas Baptist. So you've seen him on the court a little bit. I know Ram fans haven't been able to see him quite yet, but give Ram fans a preview of what to expect from the newest Ram.
One word: explosive. A very, very explosive young man on both sides of the basketball. Offensively, he's explosive. He can get to the basket and elevate. Can also find his teammates. Very unselfish player. And defensively, I think he's going to make plays for us. I mean, he's quick on the wing. He's strong, and he understands angles. He understands concepts. So I think he'll be explosive on both sides of the basketball.
Yep, I know everybody's excited to see what he can bring and really what this entire team can bring coming up here this winter. Sam, thanks so much. Great to have you in Fort Collins.
Thanks for having me, and I'm excited. Go Rams.
All right, that's Sam Jones. He's the newest assistant basketball coach for Colorado State men's hoops. For Sam, Brian Roth saying so long. Thanks for watching Ram Country Conversations.